Hey, Queen. I'm well, thank you. How are you doing? Good. Good. Okay. Okay. So this weekend was a book festival called the Black Book Bash in Jacksonville, Florida. And Publix is headquartered in Jacksonville. They have a huge distribution center, and they wanted to be um, the the headline sponsor, like the only sponsor for this Black Book Bash festival. So of course the ladies agreed. The sponsors, organizers said, yes, Publix, you can be our only sponsor, no other sponsors. And then Publix pulled out. Publix pulled out and said that due to the political climate, after the Kirk guy died, they decided they would not sponsor the book bash. And the internet lit up because once you make an agreement, you should honor it. Um, and they
So
thought
there's no contract. They didn't have an actual like contract with them.
apparently there was, but they thought that maybe this group was maybe too small to fight them. So
Hmm.
when you are a big corporation, you do what you do and thumb your nose at folks and say, "Okay, our pockets are deep. Go ahead, sue us." But these ladies took to the internet, and the internet funded this book bash festival in Jacksonville this weekend. It
Oh,
still
that's
went on.
amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing. This about 2 weeks ago. This happened, and it says, um, I, "This is a young lady right here. And on her t
Yes.
shirt, it says bookstores versus my bank account because she had to. The Hyatt Regency Hotel is what she had booked. She had contracts with their ballroom and meeting spaces, and she had people coming from all over the country to display their books. And public, the sponsorship from Publix was going to more than pay for, you know, a lot of it. So she went deep into her credit cards and then went to the internet, and the internet chipped in and made it possible for this extraordinary event to happen. So, what we have decided as a people, many of us have said, since Publix would not respect their commitment to this woman small organization that was fledgling, and it could have been a wonderful PR thing for them, since they're not going to honor that commitment, we're not going to give Publix our dollars. Right now,
I see.
right now, for the remainder of this year, we will not be shopping at Publix. The holiday season is coming up, and typically we buy our prime rib from Publix, our fixings, a lot of things that our family likes. We are not doing it along with hundreds, maybe even possibly thousands of other people because this is gaining traction.
Right. Okay. Understood. Hi, Jackie. Wright. Happy birthday. Thank you for joining us.
Hey,
I
Jackie.
think so. Thank you for sharing that. That's amazing information. Do you know? Okay. So here's the issue. What I was gonna. I guess I have a follow up question against Publix for that for pulling out of um the Kirk issue, who
I
had one time.
I don't
Mhm.
know. That was coincidental timing that they said due to the climate. What's the quote? Let me give you the quote. La 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 la. Oh, that's all they said was Publix had been positioned as a title sponsor, but organizers say the company abruptly pulled out, citing the political climate. So That's very vague.
That's very vague.
But the
I
it
mean, but one, because it's a book bash. That's all. I mean, all they're doing is reading books. They're not. It's not. They're not a advocacy group. They're
mm-mm.
just promoting literacy.
Literacy, but black literacy, new authors,
Right.
black authors, and that's the thing that we have a problem with in Florida right now, and all over the country. If it's something that's going to uplift and edify people of color, it seems as if it gets like a woke label, or and woke was something positive for us that has gotten to be um a negative connotation with our current governor. It's like he wants to take
Mhm.
out any reference to. And let's be honest. Let me switch gears and be honest. That Publix is a private company, family owned, and they can do whatever they want to do with their dollars.
They sure
However, they
can.
fail to realize that a lot of people, a lot of their associates that work there are of color, and a lot of their shoppers are of color, and it's hard for black products to get placed at Publix. I don't know what percentage of black farmers they use for their produce, but when you go down the aisles to see things, maybe in cosmetics, I don't see very much that's produced by us in Publix. I don't think that we're
Okay.
being represented well in terms of whatever. But that was a long
Okay. So
answer.
here's the my last question. Then it's just until the end of the year, or is there
That's
talk
my
or?
No, it's not just to the end of the year. That's my commitment, me personally. Me, my family, and the people that I influence on social media, I'm saying let's do this for the remainder of this year because it's the
Mhm.
last quarter. Last quarter profits count with most companies. So if we pull out collectively at this last quarter of the year, they won't have our profits to add into their bottom line.
Mm, mhm. Mhm. Okay. Okay. I think what we should talk about, thank you for sharing that and
Sure.
for, letting the people know about the issue and why it started. I think it's always good to know why something has started, why we're doing something. But when it comes to protest, there is a larger question that I always think that in communities such as ours we should have,
Hmm.
that they're so rushed into sometimes that the long haul, the actual goal of a protest is never really discussed. And I'm speaking of Target at this.
Hmm.
Boycotting Target to the point where Target won't even recognize that it's being boycotted. And
I didn't.
therefore
Oh.
it defeats the whole purpose of,
Mhm.
because you want a company to recognize.
Who's saying they're not recognizing it? Uh-oh, your screen is stuck.
Like decline in income and
Okay.
stocks and everything else, right? They've lost money, right? But when asked straight on if the boycott has anything to do with it, they're saying no. They won't even recognize that a boycott has anything to do with their decline
And why should we care? Why
in
should we
revenue.
care? As long as
Well, this is why we should care. This is why we should care, because if they won't recognize it, then they won't change their policies when it comes, because the whole point is started about DEI,
mm,
right? And about diversity, inclusion,
eh,
equity and inclusion, excuse me.
mhm.
And if they won't recognize the reasoning behind a boycott, that means that they will not consider the damage or the future impact of eliminating DEI policies might have on the community.
Mm.
And that's not to say that Target does not still do business with the Black community, because they very much do. They still promote Black businesses and things like that. There was recently, I think, a Black female designer that released her work most recently, um, out of Target. It was like a 2 year.
Mm.
actively boycotting and asking the question, are we now damaging or hurting Black individual businesses because
Okay.
we're boycotting Target,
Mhm.
right? And so then it goes back to the whole question of what was the goal
Mm.
ultimately? Was it that people just wanted to have the language of DEI? They wanted them to uphold the language itself, or did they want the visual action of still working with Black individuals? And unless we had a
Mm.
consensus about the goal, when does it start, when does it end, when are we happy, and if will they ever even recognize it? Does that make
It
sense?
does make sense, and that shows to your acumen and your intelligence, because I didn't think about that at all regarding Publix, because I just didn't. So Target definitely didn't come into my mindset of those things are important to consider. Sure. And we don't have a national leader for these things. It's all kind of in silos. So what do you
It
think?
is.
It's very
No, that is.
it's
It is.
compartmentalized, and very few people are going to care what's happening at Publix. But when it came to my attention, because I'm always seeking diverse news on the internet, things that impact our people, especially things that impact women of color. And I like to say so-called black women. You know,
Mhm.
I like the language. It bothers some people, but I want that news. I want what impacts us. That's why it's important for me to think about how are we going to circulate dollars between us,
Mhm.
things that we need and that are important to us and our families. We have to start where we can.
Right. You're right. And I wish there were more Black-owned grocery stores um, that we could, locally. It starts with the farmers. We can, if we know those individuals, or if we know those who make products on a smaller level,
Mhm.
being able to just everything on a smaller level, being able to partake as much as we can in the local community and nationally, those who can ship to us. I guess that's the
Definitely.
best way to do it. And like you said, to boycott where you can, where make a personal choice
Mhm.
to withhold your dollars from places that you do not agree with. It does start there. But, and then we have just the larger question that we have to answer. How do we do that on a larger basis?
Yeah. It's
Right?
it's it's a question worth asking. What do you think? What do you I mean, what is one way when listen, in order to organize anything, the structure has to be there in terms of just the thought. You know, that one woman, that one person making the observation. And then we open our mouth, right? We have to let everybody know as much as possible. When Tabitha has I forget her last name all of a sudden. Tabitha
You
Smith,
talk about Tabitha Brown.
Tabitha Brown. Okay, because there's two
Hmm.
Tabithas out there. There's one with the
Oh,
white
there's another one.
glasses. Oh yeah, she's an activist. Tabitha with the white glass. She always does this thing with her glasses on YouTube. I had to find the link and send to you. She's powerful. Um,
Okay.
but the vegan Tabitha has hair product and different things in Target. And she said, yes, the protests did hurt her business a little bit. But she said she understood that people had to make a personal choice to stand on business. Um, but she has agreements and she wanted everybody to know she could not pull out her product. And if this is the same protest that you're talking about, this started in January, and now we're in October. I haven't heard anything about it, so I thought it was something different.
Yes.
When I said what
Oh,
Target
okay. No,
protest,
no. Same
I
one.
didn't know.
Yeah, same
I
one.
don't shop there. Period.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
either. Yeah.
I don't shop
Yeah. But it's like I didn't shop there to
there. Mhm.
begin with. What? I mean, she had her products in there, and so last year, in order to support her, I did, right?
But she has a
But it was
website.
like there's no other reason.
Oh,
There's no other reason because she also has an online um site. You can buy directly from her,
yes, which is nice.
or you could go to Ulta Beauty, I think.
Okay. Yeah,
So you
she
can
is
go to other,
multimedia.
yeah,
Yeah, she
yeah.
is.
So there are other ways,
But I've never used
which
any
is
of her
nice.
products. I don't know if they're great. I like her, and I'm looking to get her children's book for my daughter. So
Hmm.
I liked what I saw in the children's book, so I do plan on buying her book. But where are we with the protests? Is it still
And
potent?
that is the question. Cost money. They're not why. They're not, even if they knew why, even if they could directly connect it to the boycott, right? Which common sense says yes, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why. All the reasons that they're giving their stockholders is
Mm.
everything but
Okay.
boycott.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow.
And that is because I don't think there was an organized structure as to how you go into it. Because usually with boycotts, you still have demands. You still say, "Hey, we're going to continue to boycott you until you do X, Y, and Z." I don't
Mhm.
know if anybody's presented any of that to them.
I don't know either. I would have
Do
to
you know
do
what I
some
mean?
research. I would, because maybe it has been. I don't know, and I know that Florida Black Lives Matter, I believe, was going to get involved with the Publix thing, but it's just low key on the internet right now. This is the weekend that they had their book festival. I mean, and it went off without Publix money. That's something to celebrate. That the
And that's
community
amazing.
saw
And that's
that.
the real winner here.
Yeah,
That's the real win.
yeah.
Actually, that is the best win. When you don't, to let it actually lets businesses know more than it lets them know that, hey, we can actually do this without you.
Hmm.
Great. You don't want to support us? We will support each other.
Hmm.
And it also allows the Black community to know, right, that they can do it without big corporations and stop leaning on these big corporations to do things. The Black dollars, as you mentioned before, can circulate within each other, within the community itself, and support the community itself, which is like an undergirding, really. That
Right.
is the best win. That is the biggest win.
I
An
believe so.
example.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Parker said hello down there. Parker Williams. Do you know Parker Williams? Hi,
I
Parker.
don't, but hey, Parker. Welcome.
Well,
All right. I think that, hey, we had the conversation. Thank
we
you
did.
so
Yeah, you're welcome. I always
much.
enjoy spending a few moments with you, Queen. You are a light to our community. I appreciate you being within the circle of the Gaston County community. And then this is so far reaching. Hopefully, people will take notice and join the conversation in the comments. I am, you can find me at Sister Big Bones. So it's Sister, Sister, and Big, Big, Bones with a Z, Bonz. And then you can also find me at Beryllium Smart. Beryllium is spelled Beryllium Smart, Smart. Both of those channels, please join us. You're welcome. Okay, peace.